Good evening, Southern Plains region. On behalf of Unity, we want to welcome you to the Southern Plains Regional Native Youth Meetup. This meetup is an effort from the National Unity Council Executive Committee to reach out to all of the 10 regions within the Unity Network. And so we are happy to have you on the call tonight. Southern Plains region has always been an active region. So we're very thankful for all of the advisors and all the youth councils within this region. We're doing our best at Unity. We just had a production meeting this morning that's in task to plan the National Unity Conference. And so our National Unity Conference is looking really good. So with that, I am happy to introduce to you the Southern Plains representative. His name is Elwood McClellan Jr. And he's from the Iowa tribe of Oklahoma, and he will introduce himself more. And I'm very proud of this young man because he will be graduating from the University of Oklahoma very soon. So I'm very proud of him. So with that, Mr. Representative McClellan, you have the floor. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Greg. Yeah, so my name's Elwood McClellan Jr., the Southern Plains representative. And, unfortunately, we all haven't, been able to meet in person. But as Greg mentioned, I've been extremely busy with school, trying to complete in a strong way. And I know everyone's kind of, doing their own thing, going through their own thing. So I'm just very appreciative of you guys taking time out today, to be here. So, with that, I'm gonna kind of go ahead and move forward, and then at the end, I kind of want to update on some things. But to start off, does anyone want to volunteer for the opening prayer? Any volunteers?
I can do it.
Okay.
Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day, and thank you for letting us be able to get together via Zoom. With COVID and everything happening, just keep us safe, keep the people traveling safe, and in your name I pray, amen.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And as you mentioned, with COVID and everything else going on, we've had to resort to these things in terms to Zoom and things like that. And for the ones that do know me, that's not how I like to do things, So like I mentioned, moving forward, after the semester and things like that, there are some things I would like to kind of maybe meet in person, do different things like that. So like I said, I'll mention some more later on. But for our next item is the check-in with the Southern Plains region. So let me pull up the list real quick, and then I'll do a read off, and then you guys just say if you're present or not, and then we'll move forward from there.
Elwood, can you also let them know that we like to know where they're from, their tribe, their youth council? That would be nice. Thank you.
Okay, the first three fires of the Prairie Band of Potawatomi Nation, Kansas. Field Kinley Memorial High School Youth Council of Kansas. Indigicoms of Haskell Indian Nation, University of Kansas. Firekeepers Youth Council of Prairie Band of Potawatomi Nation, Kansas. Haskell Indian Nations, University of Kansas. Boys and Girls Club of Prairie Band of Potawatomi Nation, Kansas. Absentee Shawnee Youth Council of Oklahoma. Okay. Fire Lodge Youth Council and Citizen Potawatomi Tribe of Oklahoma. Sac and Fox Nation Youth Council, Oklahoma. Water Rise of Wichita Affiliated Tribes of Oklahoma. Anadarko Unity Council of Oklahoma. Seminole Nation Youth Council or Unity Youth Council of Oklahoma. Kickapoo Unity Youth Council of Oklahoma. And some of these names have like language in them, but I don't want to like butcher the names. So respectively, I'm moving forward to so like for instance, this one, the Osage Nation Youth Council of Oklahoma. Cheyenne Arapaho Unity Youth Council of Oklahoma. And then Panola District Youth Council of Chickasaw Nation, Oklahoma. Jones Academy Warrior Spirit Unity Youth Council of Oklahoma. Cherokee Nation Tribal Youth Council of Oklahoma. Seen somebody unmute. I'm not sure who it was.
Yeah, I did. The Cherokee
okay.
Nation's here.
Okay.
Shehana God. I'm Lauren Fields. I'm from the Cherokee Nation of Oklahoma, and I serve as the vice president for the Cherokee Nation Tribal Youth Council.
Thank you for being here today.
Welcome, Lauren.
Thank you for having me.
I'm also on the Cherokee Tribal Youth Council.
Oh,
Sierra
okay.
God, Makaya Dawado. I'm the president of the Cherokee Nation Youth Tribal Council.
Welcome.
You guys have any of your other members on this call as well, or is it just you two?
I think it's just both of us.
Okay, that's cool. Muskogee Nation Youth Council of Oklahoma.
We have members on the call. Mia,
Oh.
you want to introduce yourself?
Jay, my name is Mia Powell. I'm the speaker of the Muskogee Nation Youth Council, and I'm from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma.
Welcome. Thank you for being here. And then the rest of your committee or members and even advisor. Thank you all for being here today. I am Indian of Comanche Nation, Oklahoma. Native generation of Comanche, Oklahoma. Delaware County Intertribal Youth Council of Oklahoma. The Iowa Tribe of Oklahoma Unity Youth Council of Oklahoma.
We're here. Braden, speak up. Say, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here. Braden Gibbs. I don't really know how to introduce myself.
Oh, you're good. Where are you from?
I'm in Drumright, Oklahoma.
Drumright. Thank you for taking time to be here. Next one is Many Nations Youth Council of Oklahoma. Eagles Youth Council of Oklahoma. Tulsa Native Youth Board of Oklahoma. IHCRC Native Nations Youth Council of Oklahoma. Okemah Indian Community Youth Council of Oklahoma. Cognito, Oklahoma. Osage Nation Youth Council of Oklahoma. And then Greg, you got this pulled up?
Yes, sir.
Can you help me with that? With 31. I can't pronounce it right. I don't want to mess up.
Let me attempt.
All right.
Continue on. We'll come back to it.
Okay. Wetumpka Native Youth Council of Oklahoma, Alabama Coshada Inner Voice Youth Council of Texas, Tiga Youth Council of Texas, Kickapoo Traditional Tribe of Texas, Unity of Texas Council, Texas. And then that one Greg's working on.
Continue, Elwood.
That's all of them. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So, let's see. So like I said, thank you guys for taking time to be here today. So moving on to the next item, D would be the icebreaker. So for me, uh-oh. Hold up. Kind of give Greg a minute to see what's going on with the ones that got kicked out real quick.
We're good.
Okay. Okay, so for the icebreaker, I'm not very good with these. So is there anyone that would like to maybe step out of their comfort zone and propose an icebreaker that we do? I know some of y'all got some good ones out there. If not, that's okay too. We can play
Woody, this is Regina Riley,
Regina.
volunteer for the Iowa Tribe of Oklahoma. And I've attended a few of these meetups across the country, logged in. And the one I loved was the 2 lies and a truth.
Okay. All right, then we'll start off with that. Regina, you go first.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so I was born in Indiana. I used to roller skate when I was a kid, and chocolate is my favorite ice cream. So
Do we just pick the
Chocolate.
one?
Huh?
Do we pick the one we think is a lie?
Yes.
Chocolate.
I would say chocolate.
Chocolate.
No,
I also want to say chocolate.
no, it's the Indiana one. She was born
That's
in
right.
California.
I was born in California. I can't eat ice cream, but chocolate is my favorite if I eat it. So.
Gina. All right, so let's see. If everyone, I mean, it's cool if y'all don't want to, but like I think it's cooler if you guys can turn your cameras on. But so let's go let's go with Micaiah for the next one.
I was born in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. I was stranded in the ocean on a jet ski, and I broke my big toe.
Oh dang. I feel like okay, like I feel like that's a crazy like those are crazy options, but I think it's the jet ski one. It's gotta be.
I think it's the big toe.
Dang.
Should I say it?
All right, let's how about we have Mia? What do you think's the lie?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I know which one is true because she told me one time, but I don't know about the other two. I'm gonna say you were not born in Tahlequah.
I have never broke a bone.
So which ocean were you stranded in?
Atlantic. It was just like right off the coast of Florida.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. I don't mess with the ocean, so that couldn't be me. But all right. Thank you for sharing, Lauren.
Okay, I wrote mine down, but okay. I'm a former junior Miss Turkey. I visited the White House, and I have 2 sisters.
It's a tough one.
What was the first one?
I'm a former junior Miss Turkey.
I'm gonna say the 2 sisters is a lie.
I want to say sisters, but I'm not for sure.
The second one.
Let's see. Let's see who's on the call. Audrey, what do you think?
I wouldn't really know, but I guess I'll just with what everybody else's 2 sisters.
Anyone else? All right, which one is it?
I do not have 2 sisters. I only have 1.
Dang. All right. All right. How about you pass it to someone who hasn't gone? Or hold up. Since Mary Kim's on, let's let her go.
Hi, everyone. It's good to see you, and I love this game. I have met Presidents Biden, Obama, and Clinton.
Dang.
Biden. I choose
You
Biden.
haven't met Biden. You haven't met Biden.
Biden.
I said
Biden.
Biden.
Trump.
Biden.
Trump.
Greg's favorite.
I wonder why that's not on the list. You are correct. I have not met President Biden yet.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, Braden, what do you got for us today?
What do you call it? It's hard to think of things. Try to.
Hard to think of anything a lot.
I know. I'm a quarter German. I've never been on an airplane, and I haven't been on the highway roll my whole life.
Man, those are tough ones.
What was the first one again?
I say airplane.
I'm a quarter German.
Regina, what's your suggestion?
I'm gonna say the airplane one.
I think it's the airplane one.
Did I say it now?
Yeah, you can go ahead and say it.
Yeah, I've only been on an airplane once.
Knew it. All right. How about Jasmine?
All right, so I'll do. I love seafood. My favorite color is green, and I'm the youngest of 9 kids.
It's got to be the seafood.
I think it's the youngest.
I say youngest.
Whoever said seafood, they're right. I do not like seafood. Well, shrimp, that's it if it's fried, but anything in the water, it's not for me.
Same here. I can't stand seafood.
Pass me some tartar sauce. I could go seafood all day.
Regina.
I'll choose. I'm the youth council advisor for Muskogee Nation Youth Council, and so I'll go ahead and choose Nancy Mason, our other advisor.
I put my camera on too. I know I probably look crazy, but here I am. I have sang in 7 languages. I have sang at many funerals, and I have sang at the Tulsa State Fair.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to say 7 languages because I don't even know 7 different languages.
I'm trying to think of
Say
7
that
languages.
one.
Yeah, languages.
I'll say the state fair.
Languages.
Mine was kind of a trick question. I've actually sang in 6 languages, so not 7.
Yeah. What languages were they?
English, French, German, Spanish, Muskogee, and Choctaw.
Dang.
Wow.
That's awesome. Greg, it's your turn.
Oh, well. Okay, let me try this. I was elected the youngest governor of my tribe. I played college tennis, and I was homecoming king in high school.
I say tennis.
What was that?
I say tennis is a lie.
I'll say the youngest governor is alive.
I say tennis as well.
The youngest governor.
Anyone else? I know Nancy knows.
King.
I know Mary Kim knows, I think. Okay, well, I was never homecoming king, but I was prom king nominee. I was elected the youngest governor of my tribe, and I did play college tennis.
That's interesting.
And I work for Unity. The greatest job ever.
All right. I think the only one that hasn't won is Audrey.
All right. Let me see. Okay. My favorite season is winter. I have 1 dog, and my favorite color is green.
The green.
Is it 1 dog?
I think it's the season.
The 1 dog.
My favorite color is not green. Green's probably like my least favorite color. My favorite color is purple. But yeah, I do have a dog, and I do like winter.
I knew you had a dog. That thing gets posted all the time. All right. Is there anyone that hasn't been that wants to go before we move on? All right, then. So moving to the next item is the youth council updates, open discussion. So, well, what the youth councils that we do have and the members, what we can do is the youth council involvement. So like, if you guys want to, like I said, it's open discussion. So if you guys want to kind of open up about what you guys have been doing since the last time we've met, if participation has increased or if it's slowed down, just different things like that. So whoever wants to go first on this one, Makaya.
Go first.
Okay.
So in Cherokee Nation, we've gotten into the green area, which means we're allowed to meet in person. So we've gradually started to meet in person, which is really nice. And we've been having guest speakers come do presentations, and we're doing language lessons every meeting to try to continue on our language. And then the Cherokee Nation programs are still under travel ban. And then we weren't able to meet during November, December times because of it wasn't green yet. So we weren't able to help out with the angel tree kids like we normally do. So instead we teamed up with the Cherokee Nation Marshals to do a toy drive for them. So whenever they go into a situation where there's children involved, they can give them a toy to help calm them down. Is there anything else, Lauren, that I'm missing?
We do our language lessons every month. We're currently reading a Cherokee Nation history book. We do a quiz, Kahoot, Jeopardy over the Cherokee culture, language, and history of the game. And we recently went to the Cherokee Nation Research Center to learn our genealogy and to learn about that. But yeah, that's pretty much everything we've done.
Oh, and our community meetings are starting again. So we're starting to be able to go in person and meet with everyone in the tribe.
That's good to hear. Now, this is Greg from Unity. Now, the Cherokee Nation, did you say you're open to travel now?
No, we're still in like a travel ban. We have to have the correct vaccinations for it and correct paperwork, but I believe we are able to drive in certain cars. It just can't be too many.
Okay. So at this point, are you making plans to go to Unity or not at this point? You don't know.
We are still talking about it because with the Remember the Removal bike ride going on, they're going to be using all of those cars for the travel.
Okay.
So we're still talking about that. I'll bring that up next meeting though.
Great. Thank you. Good. Doing some good stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, that's really good stuff. I really like that you guys get to meet back in person and things like that again. I think, I was kind of right. As people list their things, I kind of write stuff down just because I think it's interesting and I like to take note of things. And, the language classes too, that's something huge. For me, being I come from a small tribe, like that's something that we're not able to have because, too many people disagree, they can't get along. And it's been attempted many times, but unfortunately it's never, really gone anywhere. So, I'm really glad that you guys are doing things like that and able to revitalize in a sense. So, and then also you guys mentioned something about your historical research center. Is that correct? Where's that located at?
It's right by the casino
Oh, okay.
in Tahlequah. Yeah, we got to learn about our genealogy, which is really neat.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's really interesting stuff. Okay, whoever wants to go next.
Hey, Mia, if you're available, do you want to give a brief update on Muskogee Nation Youth Council?
So as Muskogee Nation Youth Council, we recently started meeting in person again. We were doing it on Zoom, and we're starting to meet more in person. We're starting to do more activities, and we're planning events and fundraisers. And we're trying to get more people in, but I feel like when we were doing it on Zoom, we weren't getting that many people in, but when we do it in person, we'll get more people in. But that's what we've been doing at the youth council.
This is Greg from the Unity office for the Muskogee Creek Nation Youth Council. Are you able to travel or anything?
Yes, we are able to travel. Our travel ban was lifted a few months ago.
Well, good. Well, we really miss the Creek Nation. Actually, I want you to know that my cousin, Councilman Mark Randolph, is my cousin, and he is a councilman for the Creek Nation.
Oh, great. We love Mark. We call him our BOA Mark. He's really good to all of our youth.
He's awesome. Very proud of my cousin.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. And then that's the thing too, is like just being like in Oklahoma, like I don't really have social like media that good, but I still hear about the Muskogee Creek Youth Council. Like they're always promoting and always doing good things. So it's like dang, it really makes me like, wish that like my tribe was in a state to be able to do things like that with our council again and different things. So um that's the thing, is it's like, we all may be doing different things, but like there are still examples to be set, and it's still like empowering and motivating to see other councils move forward, um, even with all the things that have happened to them. So, I'm just very thankful and glad that you guys are, still making your way, so I'm proud of that. Let's see. Does anyone else? Because like, let me think. We got Regina and Braden. They haven't talked yet on this. I know Regina's just
Hey,
ready
Braden.
to
Yeah.
go.
Oh, I'm gonna sit back and not say so much, but Braden is new, and because of COVID, we actually get to communicate with Braden now because of you
Oh,
know
she's cutting out.
but be a part of the council's activities and things, communication.
Was everyone able to hear that, or was it just okay? So basically what she was saying is like, even though we've had to resort to Zoom and different things like that, like that's another way to look at it too, though, is because it's like we've reached so many other people that didn't have the availability to attend just the in-person things, that events and different things that we had. So like through this, specifically my tribe in terms of the Iowa Youth Council, we've actually been able to reach out to individuals that weren't necessarily affiliated with the council before, and as we continue to move forward, we're hoping to actually meet these individuals in person. So, but and as I mentioned, that we haven't really gotten to meet Braden or anything like that. But if you want to, we can, leave this time open for you if you kind of want to express some things you've seen, or, something you're excited about for the future. Braden.
Uh, I don't know. I didn't really even know about most of this until came into a few meetings, and not very good at talking. But the town I live in is also pretty small and not too much to do. But at some point, I hope that I'll be able to move around and go other places to help do things and maybe just be around in person and stuff.
For sure. Yeah, we're looking forward to that too. So, like I said, I'm thankful that you were able to join as well. I know some of the other members didn't make it on here, but um, you know, I'm thankful that you're still here, and still wanting to learn and be involved. So I appreciate you. Um, so I think I personally, moving on into this discussion, um, the next topic is obviously the issues, but personally, I already see the common themes, and to me, it's still the COVID restrictions and different things like that. But we kind of want to dive deeper into those and into this topic of issues that you guys are facing, trying to come out of COVID and still trying to make an impact and keeping people involved. And I know that question is pretty redundant, but if you guys can kind of share a little bit more on that. And just whoever wants to go first.
I'll go. So the issues with COVID have really sunken deep in the tribe over the past, what is it now, 2 years? And we're finally starting to climb back out of it, but it's still scary because of our elders. We don't want to harm anyone in any certain way. So we're still trying to figure out how to go through with it safely, I guess.
Um, Greg, is there any questions you would like to ask specifically about this?
Well, I do appreciate all the comments that have been made. We know that it has been a difficult time for our Unity network and our family that we call all the young people that are affiliated with Unity, including the advisors. We know that we know that what you've been going through, and we definitely are here to offer support, any guidance that you may have. And this is your opportunity. We're doing this with all the 10 regions as part of the Unity Network, to hear from the Unity affiliates, our youth councils, those advisors. This is your opportunity to share with us. Even for me as staff, this helps us. It gives us some guidance and direction on things that we need to do on our end. And I'm very so grateful for Representative McClellan here to take notes down. And, the executive committee does meet monthly. We have the president on the call, so she's listening in as well. So this is information that's very helpful for us to take back and, meet as an executive committee and try to find better ways to help our youth councils during this time period. So we want to hear from you. Actually, we really want to hear from you because we know it's been really rough, and we're happy to hear some youth councils tribes are allowing youth councils to come out and function in person now, which is great. I think that's a part of it. We're missing that human interaction, that human element of communication. I think that's what we thrive for as natives. We can't do with what we're doing now. I mean, it's been difficult. So again, we just want to hear your thoughts. Any thoughts that you may have, feel free to share. Thank you.
Okay, so moving forward with that, anyone from the Missouri Creek Council want to provide some insight?
Something that was really challenging for our youth council was trying to keep people active in the council. We were trying to get people to come to meetings and going to their committee meetings, and most of the committee meetings are on Zoom, but it was really a struggle with COVID to keep people active and keep them wanting to be in the youth council. And we weren't able to meet up in person or travel or do any activities together. And I feel like it was just really hard to keep people active in the in the youth council. And yeah, that's kind of what our struggle was, to keep people active.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, even, speaking from personal experience in terms of my youth council, it's hard to keep that investment. And that's something that when we started our youth council, we really talked about it, and we wanted to do things the right way. And what I mean by that is we wanted to promote why we're doing this and why it's important. And throughout this time, it's been difficult because for one, the just the aspect of meeting safely can be challenging because of numerous reasons, but it's like how can we, so like I said before, it's like it went from how can we directly service our community, and we kind of incorporated from just that kind of scope of it to how can we help our individual members get through this. And what I mean by that is because before COVID, it was always let's go help this department, or this department needs our help, or we need to plan our project for our community. But it kind of changed in a sense to, well, what can we do for our members to make sure they're good throughout this time? Because and I'm still feeling it, like straight up, like I'm gonna be honest, because it's like I miss that in-person interaction. I miss seeing people, like I miss being able to just go somewhere. And I never knew it until now that it's kind of, I'm not gonna say it's over, but like I can kind of feel myself coming out of it. But like that stuff makes you depressed. Like I miss my individuals in my council. Like I miss seeing them. I miss going out and doing activities together. Like that's what kept me motivated. Even in school, like before, like I used to be so focused, and I used to be able to be like just knock stuff out because in my mind I had a bigger purpose. I was doing it for the people back home. And as I started not being able to see them as often, different things started coming up within our council on a broader scale. It started affecting me different. Like I started losing motivation, and it's like it's tough, but like it's weird because that's what they say is like you have to continue on. You got to keep moving forward because people are watching, people are looking, and it's like you got to stay strong for someone else that may not maybe feeling it 10 times worse as you. Like that's what I've been having to like kind of cope with throughout this whole experience, I feel like. And I know others have too. So like that's why we're asking these questions. That's why we're trying to talk, is trying to create this connection, this network, so we can build off of each other. Or that's how I see it anyways. So, if anyone else wants to, like I said, this is your guys' time, and I really want to hear from you guys because it's not, that's, I get tired of hearing myself talk sometimes. So I like to sit back, but like I said, I want you guys to be able to engage and feel open about this environment that we have here. So I'm gonna kind of mute for a little bit. So, if anyone would like to share.
Ella, this is Nancy. I was just going to say, I think you hit the nail on the head with what you just said. It really turned into just being able to take care of our young people over the last 2 years and just trying to help them feel connection in some way. I think just exactly what you said is what our young people were experiencing, what we saw them experiencing, and for us as the team in the office, just really having to think about, okay, maybe we're not doing all these projects, or even if we came up with an idea of something that they could do at home to like help them like do some kind of service, because that seemed to really make them thrive. They just were at that place that they were just trying to survive. um, and so yeah, I think you just said it very, very well.
Thank you. Yeah, like that's the thing is like, me and another council member and in my youth council, in terms of my cousin, he's not on here, but he does a lot of behind the scenes work along with Regina. And like I remember there was a span where it's like we were constantly meeting with her, and there was things that we weren't really able to identify because we had so many things going on. But with the help of her, we were able to start seeing those things, and we were like, man, we got to do something. And sometimes you don't know what to do, and that's what's tough, is because it's like, man, it's like you feel lost, you feel alone sometimes, and it's like, but those thoughts right there is what I'm saying now, is like, that's why it's important. Like, that's why it's important, because there's other ones out there, like in terms of our youth council, that kind of dropped off, and it's like, man, we want to know about y'all. We want to know what you guys are doing, because we want to make sure you're good. And then even for the ones that did get COVID, we would send out care packages and different things. And even though it's on a small scale, those things make a difference. It's not about how much you can give, it's about the intention. So, that's something that we have done, to try to continue to encourage, because like I said, it gets tough.
Yeah, I just want to say I really do agree with what everyone's saying. It is hard, and just as Native people, we are social. We have that. We need that familial contact, and it was really hard, especially being an advisor, not being able to help the youth in the way that we wanted to. And so, then we let it to them. And of course, no one really knows what they need, but it is important to take care of others. Hang on, Bubba. Sorry, that's my son. Take care of others, but also take care of yourself. Like you said, it was hard to take care of yourself because you wanted to worry about everyone else, but it is important to take care of yourself too. I just wanted to put that in there.
Well, I'd like to say, this is Regina Riley, and I'd just like to say, as an adult working with the youth, I have just been wowed, just like surprised, and maybe not surprised because I kind of always knew it, but just it was just so nice to see how resilient you kids really are. Not just even here in our youth council, but youth councils across the nation. Things that would break you didn't. Situations that may not have been a big issue before were heightened now. And to be able to pull through those things and say, we are still here, that's great. So I know all the other adults as well. We're just tremendously proud of you guys.
Mm-hmm. It's very encouraging to hear the comments made. And for the young people that are on the call, we often think a lot about you and the ways of how we could help you to further yourself and your goals. We're and we monitor, Unity does monitor youth councils from region to region, and some have been very creative. They've done some really creative things, of course. A lot of youth councils have resorted to looking for different applications that are very user-friendly for young people. And I have to brag about my tribal youth council, the Gila River Youth Council. They do a lot of virtual activity, and their advisor really involves them through a lot of virtual activity, whether it's sewing, they're doing some sewing, they're doing some pottery, just to keep the young people involved, within the community. They've really taken an active position on the tribal COVID-19 team. So the young people do have a say when it comes to messaging their peers about COVID and why it's important for them to mask up and, just be a part of that process. And I applaud our tribal leadership for including young people in that process. And what I've noticed that, they've been doing some fun things. You guys won't believe, but I'm considered an elder now in my community. So I even participated in an elder activity, and it was really fun. I enjoyed it was via broadcast from our tribal nursing home, and I got to see a lot of my family members that are there, my uncles, some of my aunties, and it was just really fun. So I'm starting to see that. And I know that I've seen things like Cherokee Nation, Creek Nation. They're doing some awesome things, really to keep their young people involved. Iowa Tribe, very active. So let's stay active and keep us abreast of your activities. And Elwood has his own page on the website. I don't know if all of you know that. If you go to Unity's website, you'll see that the Southern Plains region has their own page. So, Elwood's been tasked to, if you guys have any upcoming events within the Southern Plains region, if you want to post an activity, virtual event, conference, you name it, just send it to Elwood. His profile's on there, his email's on the website, so you could send him all that stuff, and we'll post all your activities from the Southern Plains region. We've been doing that with all of the 10 regions, so please send us some stuff about the good things that you're doing. We see it through your Facebook, so thank you.
Thank you, Greg, for sharing a little bit. That's interesting too. Like I wish unfortunately I wasn't able to, but Greg being in this position, he's had it been on all the regional meetups. So I'm just like thinking like all the different things he's heard throughout this duration of time, because it's like I said, we're all doing things like a little different, but I bet you there's like some similarities, and we all kind of find our own ways. So I bet that's pretty interesting. So like I said, unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend. But like I said, we're all creative in our own ways. We're all powerful, but it's that sticking together thing for me that's really important.
And let me just add there, Elwood, and to those on the call, yes, all of the regions are going through the same thing as the Southern Plains region. And they're feeling, their comments, their issues are very similar to what you're talking about tonight. So again, you're not alone, Southern Plains, because everyone's feeling it as well. So it's as you know, we are a family. Unity's a family, so we take care of our family. So again, I'm very thankful to hear your thoughts. Southern Plains has always been a strong region, so you have some good people in this region. You guys have been very involved, and as you know, Unity was founded within this region. So thank you.
Yeah. So moving forward, in terms of the solution aspect of it, for me, as we acknowledge all these things, I think it's important for us to understand that even though we go through these negative experiences, even though it's really hard, there's still things that we can take away from it, and that's something I always try to remind myself of. With that being said, though, and I know this may not, be ideal, or some people may not be to that point yet, but I feel that eventually, for instance, like my group, I can tell that they're ready. It's like, okay, we've been through this. This is what has happened, but now it's time to start thinking about what we're going to do to come out of it. It's time to start making changes. It's time for us to start kind of getting active again, I guess you could say. So with that, kind of open this time up here to your guys' thoughts, ideas on what we can do, and it can, it can be in terms to the Unity office, our councils, our communities, different things like that. We can just exchange ideas, and it could be whatever. So whoever wants to start out with that, and you remember, there isn't a dumb question, there isn't a dumb idea. There's always, it always can be built off of, and it can also be very impactful. So like I said, this is your guys' meeting, so we need to hear from y'all. All right. I think. Okay, so to start off, I kind of want to call on Braden real quick. I know he's kind of new to all this, but being that he's new and kind of has a different perspective from being new, I kind of want to hear from him in terms of different things that maybe our youth council can do differently to help better keep him involved, and then maybe that can actually expand out to other people as well.
I don't know, just more like y'all were saying, in-person things, or like in meetups and stuff. And I don't know, just getting together to do things. Or I don't know, I never really know when things are going on. And I'm not very good at looking for things either.
So overall, more
yeah.
communication, transparency. How many of you all in your communities, does your members have complications with like traveling back and forth to meetings or different events? Or are you guys pretty good with that? Because I know we have members in the city, around Stillwater, like all over the place. I know that it can kind of be tough for individuals to get around. Because we got people close too that have hard time, and different things like that. So we've had a carpool at different times, but
We've carpool some. And with it being springtime, there's a lot of sports going on. So most people they can't really make it to meetings sometimes. But we have our agenda and we use it in the app GroupMe. And that has been a blessing because it's helped us all stay connected with what's going on. And it's the traveling, it just depends. You have to be 16 to be in our group. So it's like in order for you to drive yourself to the meetings, if possible.
yeah, that's something that we use all the time too, is that GroupMe. It seems like that's the best way to get everyone kind of the same information at one time. So sometimes I gotta call people out, have to add them on there just to get them to respond, but so you gotta do sometimes.
Woody,
Regina.
excuse me. I'd like to say just beyond the COVID and the travel restrictions and the transportation issue, I mean, I think the big goat in the room is just the financial situation of the economy of how we are today. Gas is unrealistically high, where somebody could afford to drive a couple of hours to come into one of our meetings. Maybe they can't do that now. Groceries are just astronomically high. I don't know what the solution to that is, but from an adult perspective, I see all of you guys and how it affects. I see when I take my elderly mother to the grocery store and what she can buy and what she can't buy, and how we're trying to supplement as a family just ourselves. So I know that that's hitting everybody really hard. So just trying to stay normal within the new constraints of the economy, that's going to be a big issue, I think, over the next few months.
It's very true, Regina.
Yes.
So what she was trying to say, Greg, is we need you to donate to us. No.
Mary Kim, is Mary Kim still on the call?
Pack your sandwiches, Greg. When you come to the OU graduation, pack your sandwiches.
That's good. Bologna's good.
We love bologna.
Yes.
I think it's going to just add, like, COVID and stuff is always probably going to be here. We're going to have to try to find the new normal within that. but now we have this double whammy of the economy and how it's hitting families, just ordinary families in general. We just kind of are restricted now because of financial reasons of what we can do and what we can't do. I think it's going to really bring the need for fundraising and where the councils can provide a little more for the kids.
Yes.
I think it's gonna change over the next year. I would suggest as Unity, maybe even at the national conference, try to address some of these financial needs, like how to budget and just different ways that kids can make changes themselves, like pack a lunch, do different things. There's not a whole lot you can do. And so like when I talked to one family and we were talking about commodities, well, you can't, and how hard it is to lose weight when you have commodities as a staple within your household. And there's not a lot you can do about maybe the choices that you have to eat, but you can make the difference within the exercise that you do, or the activity that you do, or the portion control, things like that. I think that's going to be kind of with finances. We're going to have to just find ways to, find ways to carpool, find ways to get in and make the financial situation of participating not as big of issue as it is starting to hit.
I think with all this going on, it's really made like us as the youth more grateful for what we can do. Every meeting we have in person, we're very grateful that we get to meet in person, because it's been 2 years since we've got to see each other's faces. Some of us didn't even know what each other looked like. It's just helped us understand just how grateful it is for the small things in life.
Yes, and I just want to add that, when the youth came together recently for our Unity Mid-Year Conference, the atmosphere was so good. There was a good space for them, and they were happy. And that's what we want to see more from our young people. And that's what the staff saw during the mid-year conference, was a lot of happy young people. And of course, we had a great lineup of speakers and presenters, and we really outdid ourselves at the mid-year conference. And so the young people really enjoyed it. We had a really good lineup of speakers, and I could just feel it as staff. I felt it. The vibes was so good. It was so positive, and of course, it got emotional at the end because a lot of the young people know what they have to face going home, which is a different thing. That's really the challenge, is they feel this high coming from a wonderful gathering, and then the really true test is to take back what they learn. But sometimes it's not always that friendly, coming back with that energy, that's the test. And I know I faced that many years when I was involved as a college student, and when I would go from Unity, and I just feel so excited to bring back all this energy, but then your tribe didn't have that energy, they didn't have that energy, so I had to create it, and that's how the Gila River Youth Council was founded, was based on my first Unity conference. So again, things can happen out there, young people. And yes, we are resilient. You are resilient, during this period, so that's how we are as natives. So thank you.
Hi, I just want to share a couple things, and I really enjoy listening to all of your just sharing from the heart, and then some ideas, and then of course just the challenges that you've faced. And so it's really good for us to hear at the Unity office how the different regions are faring and how they've handled the issues with the pandemic in their communities. One of the things that we're looking at is, and because we're hearing what you're saying, is perhaps doing a fundraising webinar prior to the conference. So it would be like maybe in the month of May, early May, because we still want to be able to have time so that you can implement some of the fundraising strategies. So we're looking at that. I've been fundraising for more than 30 years. I've been an advisor for the Youth Council on the San Carlos Apache Reservation, and I've challenged them to do the fundraising. And so aside from, you know, fry bread sales or food sales outside of, you know, powwows and some of those normal avenues, how else can you fundraise? I would challenge you to take a look at all of the political candidates right now who are running for office. How do they fundraise and how do they raise money? I will tell you, it is not with fry bread sales and food sales, and it is not through powwows and such. It is through direct asking. So, so that's, I think, one area where we will tackle if we, not if, but when we do this fundraising webinar is, and it's hard, especially for a Native person to ask for money. I know that's a challenge, and it was a challenge for the youth council that I worked with many years ago. But when they did it, it produced results. And so we'll talk about that. But just some real quick tidbits from a fundraiser, because I still hustle. I'm still hustling for unity. And I directly ask people, the worst thing they can do is say no, you know. It's not going to result in any bodily injury to me. You know, it might hurt my feelings a little bit, especially from people that I, you know, think could give money. But, you know, thinking and putting together a list individually, I've challenged our youth council to individually ask at least 5 people who can donate $50 to cover their meals at Unity. And, you know, this is like, if you average $50 a day for 5 days, that's $250, right? And I would challenge them to think of those outside of their aunt and uncle, grandma and grandpa, because I know those are the first people that would be on your list. So they came up with the list, and many of them were able to reach their goals of raising $250 each to take to Unity. The other was to think of a list of 5 prominent individuals who can give $500 or more. And again, challenging them not to think of family and not to think of tribal council members or their tribal leader. And they came up with a good list. They came up with the tribal attorney, which is good. They came up with the tribe's lobbyist in Washington, D.C. They also came up with the county sheriff and a county supervisor who's not Native. Neither was the sheriff. And then so out of the letters that they sent, they were able to raise $2,500. So, and it was directly from the youth. And so I think, you know, when it comes directly from young people, the chances are you're going to be able to raise money better than we as adults on your behalf. So those are just some quick tidbits. And like I said, when we do this webinar, we'll cover some of that. So this is, again, what Unity teaches, right? Getting out of your comfort zone and trying something new. Another thing is, and this goes back to healing and coming out of the pandemic. Unity is targeting Oklahoma for its first National Healing Circle. And this may fall under announcements, but I'm going to have to jump off soon, so I wanted to share it now. But mark your calendars for July 29 and July 30. That's the end of July, and it'll be in Oklahoma City. We do have a grant to conduct 4 national healing circles. And again, this ties into youth, Native youth who have been challenged during the pandemic. And Lauren Ashley is going to spearhead this effort. But it entails a curriculum and it entails a talking circle. So a lot of it will really focus on training the trainer. So you will be, you know, involved in training that you can then use to take back to your community and conduct your own healing circles. Because we're finding that this is necessary and needed in many tribal communities. And so, so be on the lookout for more details, but please mark your calendars for July 29 and 30. This will also tie in to a celebration of life event for the late founder and creator of Unity, and that is J.R. Cook. We're going to have a celebration of life event during the same time. So it's in the planning stages, and so I don't have a lot of details to share with you, but this period of time is also at the same time as the Indian Hills Powwow in Oklahoma City. So we're looking to do something there as well at the powwow, to have a memorial song and such. So again, this is the early stages, but I'm hoping that the youth on this call will help take the lead in participating in our National Healing Circle training, and also in the Celebration of Life event. So I hope that it's helpful to know that Oklahoma is the first state on our list, and to serve the Southern Plains region to host a National Healing Circle. So we're going back to Unity's roots, to its history, and of course it's always going to go back to Oklahoma. So I have to jump off now, but if you have any questions or if you want to do any follow-up, please stay in touch. Some of you have my email information and can reach me directly, or you can also reach Greg. So thank you, everyone.
Thank
Great job
you.
tonight, Elwood. Have a good evening.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Let's just bombard Greg with questions now about that. He knows all the insight. I know how he is.
Well, and that's exciting. I mean, there's so many tribes here in Oklahoma that it really makes sense to have something like that here. But I know just from our youth council, we could really use that. The T for T training is just wonderful because it plants seeds within the communities, and it's great. It's more than just an event.
And thank you, Regina, for sharing that, because it stems off of the next item on the agenda. It relates to that item on the agenda, which is the restoring the spirit of Native youth. It's a good segue, Elwood, that what Mary Kim shared and what we're planning in Oklahoma City. It segues to our initiative, so we could probably move on to the next item there.
Okay. Yeah. So the next item is restoring the spirit of Native youth resolution / initiative. Greg, you want to pull that up or?
Sure. Yeah. And Elwood, maybe you could offer a background as to why we wanted to introduce this, and I'll pull that resolution up.
Okay, so while we're waiting, like I said, I kind of for this section, since we have co-president Andre Mitchell, I kind of would like to ask her to kind of speak on it first, being that she's the co-president, and I can talk a little bit after, but I'm pretty, maybe open this time up for her if she wants to say something about it.
Yeah, I can talk about this. So for those of you who don't know, the executive committee had recently passed our initiative, and for our initiative, it is titled Restoring the Spirit of Native Youth. And we passed this at the business meeting in mid-year. If any of you were attendance in person or online during the meeting, you kind of know what this initiative is about. But for those of you who weren't, each year the executive committee focuses on one key issue that they would like to address for their one-year term. And for this executive committee, we realized that it was mostly important to us to kind of relight that fire and that drive within Native youth across the United States, because all of the things that we have gone through with COVID-19 and the pandemic, most of the youth councils, maybe even your own youth council, has, dropped out or has not been very active. But, coming out of this pandemic, even though it's still ongoing, more youth councils are starting to, meet up again, whether it be virtually through Zoom or even if they're starting to meet in person. They still need that drive and that passion to, do things for their communities. And that's kind of what our EC wanted to focus on. We wanted to give them everything that they needed. We wanted to reassure them that, just because this happened doesn't mean we have to stop what we're doing. We can regather ourselves and we can go back to our communities and help them just like we did before. And so this is kind of what we wanted to do as an executive committee. And the way that we wanted to roll out this was having talking circles and provide training to Native youth and also youth councils for asset mapping to identify resources within their own tribal communities, because it can be difficult to, want to plan something within your community if you don't know what resources are readily available to you. And so using this uh, method of asset mapping can help youth councils further develop different ways that they can help their communities. And we would also, really like or encourage the youth to also, stay safe. And if your tribe has certain guidelines with, COVID, and if you're still wearing masks and social distancing, we would also like to support you guys in that way as well. But like I said, this was something that was brought up during the mid-year business meeting, and it was voted on by the NUC, and it was passed. And so now we're beginning to roll out this initiative up until the National Unity Conference in Minneapolis.
Representative there and those on the call, what Mary Kim shared about the National Healing Circle gathering in Oklahoma City ties in exactly to what this resolution speaks about. And so we're very happy that we are able to move this forward. And for the Southern Plains region, all the youth councils that are on the call, this is a great opportunity for you to plan. This will be at the end of July, as Mary Kim mentioned. So again, the executive committee is very excited about this opportunity to be able to share, and you'll see the resolution here. I will forward this resolution to all the affiliated youth councils. Sometime this week, I could mail it out to all your advisors so that at least you have a copy of the resolution. But very thankful for our executive committee and their leadership. And so with that, Representative McClellan, I think it ties into the next item on the agenda. So if I could pull that up, if that's okay with you, sir?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And as he's pulling that up, thank you for speaking on that, Audrey. The reason why I called on her is just because being the co-president, she has a lot of obligations and responsibilities, and she's very hands-on, and she invests so much of her time. So and that's how it is for other members on this executive committee as well. In terms of Chenoa, Evan, there's everyone has a part in it in some kind of way, some kind of input, and there's already been one town hall meeting, but the next one's coming up. And then so if you guys want further information on it, different things like that, this is the place to join. So the next one is going to be taking place May 18th, 2020 at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you guys, like I said, go ahead and register for that, or mark it on your calendar, because this is, if you guys have questions, this is a place to get more insight on it. So, and that's not, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend the first first one, but you know, I heard it was a really good turnout, and you know, it's something to be excited for, honestly. And as Greg mentioned, you know, the things that they're putting into place now, you know, for hopefully in July, you know, that's something you know, I'm excited for, and just gives us another opportunity to you know, keep moving forward and build that connection. So
Okay. So again, I would encourage all those on the call. Your representative will be on this. Will be at this town hall meeting. So this is where the executive committee members will speak of the community asset mapping exercise and the talking and healing circle. They'll be introducing that as well. So as part of some of the resources that could be used by youth councils, you know, as our president pointed out, that, you know, there's a lot of strengths within our tribal communities, but we just need to find them. And they're there to help provide assistance to our tribal youth councils, but we just need they're there, but it's just a matter of working with them and communicating with those resources within tribal communities. There's a lot of strength, but it's just we need to make the effort. So again, this is the town hall. If you guys could all put that the date and time on your calendar, you'll see Elwood back on this call. Thank you. Thank you.
okay, so you know, that's pretty much kind of wrapping up everything. If nobody has any further questions, you know, as I mentioned in the beginning, you know, it's been extremely difficult trying to balance everything out throughout this experience. But you know, I'm still thankful, you know, that I'm able to represent in some kind of way. And as I mentioned before, you know, getting ready to close out the semester. Now I can't promise nothing, but I do want to plan an actual, maybe small event in Oklahoma before the national conference. I want to be able to meet with you all. I want to be able to kind of do some activities and different things like that. So, like I said, I'm not promising anything, but you know, as soon as this semester kind of calms down, I'm gonna start bringing it up for discussion. So, before you guys get off, though, could you guys post? I guess you would say like your group me number and or an email that I can directly reach you guys at, because that's something else too, is a lot of the emails that I have, I get a whole bunch sent back to me because it says it's invalid. So if you guys can post that, and then we can start a little group me, and then maybe you guys know some ones that weren't able to make it tonight, and we can add them, and we just keep on communicating like that. So
Hey, Woody,
Regina.
would anybody's tribe in Oklahoma like to host that meetup? Maybe you should see if anybody would like to volunteer for that, hosting it. You know, the place.
So this is Jasmine, Muskogee Nation Youth Council, and Nancy and I were kind of discussing for our June monthly meeting. It'll be June 11th, as we have our meeting the second Saturday of every month. We were going to be doing like our Muskogee games and stuff, and we just wanted to send out an invitation to invite all the youth councils to come to that. So maybe we can incorporate the meetup into that. That's not too soon.
I think that would be really good. June 11th.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay. Yeah. I mean, like I said, for sure send it, and then we can create this like somewhat Southern Plains group chat. We can post all of our stuff in there directly, just to get the word out, because I'd love to come out to different events you guys are having. Like, I mean, that's the thing, is like, even if we're not all able to meet at one time, I'd still like to come help out where I can if you guys are doing different things. So for sure.
Do you want us to put our emails in the chat?
Yeah, please. If you guys get in contact with my event manager, Regina Riley, we can get it set up. Just kidding.
Woody, hush.
This game. I know Regina's just ready over there.
Now, Cherokee Nation, is your advisor Lisa Turtle? Okay, Lisa's on our contact. I do want to mention to all those youth that are on the call, we have a very exciting announcement tomorrow that's going to be made at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, coming from the Gathering of Nations powwow in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The recipients of the 25 under 25 will be announced. So I believe President Mitchell will be there in Albuquerque. Is that correct, President?
Yep, we just got to Albuquerque not too long ago.
Okay. And the president will be part of that presentation, coming live from the gathering and the Miss Indian World pageant.
That's exciting.
So tune on. It's going to go live Facebook at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the official announcement.
Is that all the announcements, Greg?
Yes, and we like to see everyone at the National Unity Conference in Minneapolis.
All right. Well, if you guys have any announcements or anything before we close here, that's fine too. But if not, we can go ahead and conclude.
Good night, everyone. You guys did a good job. Thank you, Southern Plains Region.
See you guys. Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you. Tell Lisa I said hi, Lisa Turtle. Good to see you, Regina.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.